Hello, I'm Andi and I'm going to read to you a tarot monthly horoscope for the month of May 2018, and this is for you coming from Leo. So let me just shuffle my tarot cards and talk to you about what waits for you in the month of May. And the first card that I've pulled for you coming from Leo. Now, this is a good card enough up to about 65%. So there can be a 35 or 30% of disagreements. But let's start with your romance area first. And this card shows that if you find a new romance, everything will be fine, except that some sort of arrogance either from you or from your new romance partner that you find in the first 15 days of May, this arrogance can develop. So competition can arise between the two of you. So if you do find a romance in the first 15 days of May, and if you value it and you want it, don't compete. Let that person try to take charge or try to make the decisions and play along with that. If you don't like the new romance after a few days, well, you can realize that differences are going to grow and grow and you just get out of it. But if you like it, you'll have to be a very agreeable and negotiable person. 65% is not bad on your side. It gives it a chance to develop a new relationship. If you have an existing going on romance, then this 65% is good enough to keep things going. What are the issues here I see? Firstly, differences of finances are in here shown that can trouble you and your existing romance. And that is the main problem for you. The emotional area just shows, again, who wants to have the last say. So if you are very happy with your ongoing romance, tell yourself for this first 15 days of May, I will let my romance partner have the way and let the days pass. That would be the best way to keep a good romance going. If you are married, the 65% for your favor is good enough to keep things going. And again, on this Kabbalistic card, you see, Kabbalistic card gives me the signs of planets and the signs of zodiac signs. And here it's all about financial issues and sometimes some differences between you and your relatives or your in-laws or things like this. So if that's the problem there, speak gently to your marriage partner and explain perhaps that they should not interfere. That's the 30% lacking, is interference more than anything else. It's disturbing your ego basically. Apart from that, you'll be quite lucky in many ways. Okay? General family areas are quite good with this card. Regarding your job, your first 15 days for the job, you're going to do well enough. You may have to change some department in your existing job. Go ahead and do that. Don't be too against it. Be flexible, and your first 15 days can be really good enough for you. Don't try to be rebellious, it says. If you are in business, try to be traditionally approaching things. Don't try to be looking for new angles, because these new angles can provide differences for you in businesses, meaning that the people you do business with may not be agreeable for your new approach to something. So remain traditional in the first 15 days in business and you should be all right. Now later on I'm going to talk to you about your lucky dates and lucky ages, but let me look at this card for the second 15 days for you. Regarding the romance area for you coming from Leo, and it's worsened. It really has. This card is not really a good card for you. So the new romance, if you find in the second half of the month, is going to produce plenty of difficulties for you, and it's going to produce areas of disagreeability and even conflict of opinion. Should you take that romance? Well, don't reject it outright. but don't reject it outright, but try to not give your heart away too quickly if you find a romance in the last 15 days. Then ongoing romance is much better placed. At least the understanding is there. But the problem in the last 15 days is again some financial issues and the way money is spent. That's coming up for you, coming from Leo. And the other issue is some disagreeability. So don't be stubborn if you value that romance. Don't be stubborn, your existing romance. Go along. It's only the last 15 days. Go along with it. And day by day, some understanding can be built. So the conflict comes very suddenly and unexpectedly. And if you retaliate, things will get worse in your ongoing romance. Your marriage area is also under fire. And again, it's a question of whose decision, who wants to make the decision. So tell yourself for this second 15 days, you will allow your marriage partner to make the decisions for the sake of keeping things in a harmonious state. Nothing very bad is seen, but again, financial issues are the key point. So if your marriage partner is rebellious, the way money is spent and not happy, just keep quiet and let things go on gently. It's not a card that shows you can break up, but it's a card that can show you can have an emotional separation, which means emotionally you are not agreeing with many things. Okay? So I don't like your last 15 days in your area of marriage. Now let's go to job. Last 15 days can show job issues very insecure. It can show differences with the people you work with. It can show miscommunication with the people you work with. And all this can show your insecurity in holding that job. It can be that bad for you in the last 15 days. So you have to be very cautious. The last thing you want to do is ever argue. Now looking at this card for you in business, it says don't take risks for sleep because your tendency to lose money rather than make money. Okay? And the other possibility of having problems is, with this card in business, that differences between you and the people you do business with, that's going to grow and grow in the last 15 days. So if you value the business, you will have to bend backwards to keep people happy the way you do business. Otherwise the business could be taken away from you. It can be as bad as that in the last 15 days. So a lot of pressure is on you where business is concerned. And where finances are concerned, finances are a spot of bother in the last 15 days. You can run out of money, and so you don't want to go unnecessarily to invest or to indulge in expending or spending money. Now your lucky dates based on both these cards for you coming from Leo. I've chosen the 7th, the 16th and the 25th. These are going to be very lucky dates for you, so bookmark them. And whether for romance, for marriage, for job, for business, use the 7, 16, 25 to get solutions for yourself. That would be very good for you. That would help you a lot because a lot of energy is seen in the 7, 16, 25th for you. Regarding your lucky ages, the ages I like for you in this month of May are, if you happen to be the age of 25 or 34 or 43 or 52 or 61 or 70, you are going to be luckier than other people. So I've taken these ages as an example. If you're not of these ages, well, you'll have one day to come for a session with me, a 90-minute session, and it will cost you USD 50 on Skype. And I'll tackle your next 7 or 8 years based on your date of birth and time of birth and looking at your palms, and then we'll be able to tackle all that. Regarding your health, now looking at both of these cards, what I worry about most is stomach upsets. So be careful what you eat and where you eat in the month of May. Well, as I said, I'm doing a Skype session, so go to Facebook, go to Skype, leave me an email, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible and we'll make the date. Until then, thank you. Good luck.